Black bug bit a big black bear.
A big black bug bit a big black bear.
And the big black bear bled blood.
And the big black bear bled blood.
Okay, left thumb in. Left, just left, left thumb.
The other left.
1, 2, 3, and say
1. Y'all, let's get this.
You got
we
this.
got this.
You got this.
We're gonna do this.
Without further ado, welcome Foster Care Chronicles, rise up. Circle up, please. So I'm Alicia Kaplan. I'm currently the co-director of field education for the Joint Master of Social Work program. So I graduated in 2003, but the dream of the Foster Care Chronicles was born long before that. In 2009 was the first time I directed and produced a Foster Care Chronicles production. And so at that point, I knew I wanted to do it again where it's their real life stories. So I began writing grants, and it was not until last year that it all came to fruition with our first pilot year, Foster Care Chronicles Wrongs of Passage. And the playwright and director was Deborah Lewinter. You're writing as if you're speaking to the other person. So you could include evidence of your life without them. Like for example, yesterday I woke up and you weren't there and I looked for you. So we're staging Ryan's story tonight. So we're using elements of psychodrama. So utilizing the cast sometimes to create the scene itself. Sometimes they're the objects that are important in the scene to really bring to life the pieces that are most important for her narrative. And the hope is that she really gets to heal from the trauma by embodying that story.
Telling people like, this is who I am, where I came from, what happened, you know. I won't say it's stressful, but it's like really kind of painful in my life. It's nothing I can change about it, and that's fine. Like, I try to make the best of everything, but you know, it kind of sucks having to like, well, not having to, but like telling people like, this is who I am, where I came from, what happened, you know.
I've been scared for years to tell my story. I've been out of foster care for 3 years now, and I never told anyone I was a foster child. None of my friends in school, no one knew. But now I just feel like I can do it. The confidence of others is like making me gain confidence in myself, in my story, that what I went through, someone else has been through as well.
Many youth in foster care feel like no one listens, that they almost feel voiceless in the system. So I'm hoping this will allow them to realize, wow, people are standing up and applauding and crying. They do care, they do listen.
I mean, I never really had suicidal thoughts. I just thought like I don't deserve to be alive, you know, like, you know, all these good people are like passing off, like what do I really have to offer to the world, you know, kind of like, you know, I really didn't have self-esteem, I guess. So Foster Care Chronicles really helped me, like, and the cast from last year really helped me like understand that I am important and I do deserve to be here as much as anybody, so.
One of the most notable pieces, I think, is the growth of trust. A lot of it is when you don't grow up with a foundation underneath you of solid love, of a sense of groundedness that the world is a safe place, then you really have to build that foundation for yourself later.
Last year I wasn't really open as much. I mean, my friend Dwayne, he knew about my story, but the other cast members didn't know. So when everybody started telling their stories, I was like, okay, I gotta build up my confidence to tell my story. So every time somebody told a story, I would listen and just memorize what's going on and just see the terrible things or some good things that could come out of it. And then, you know, I just started building up, and then at the last moment, I was like, I might just tell my story. So I just told my story, and people was just looking at me as I was looking at them when they told their story. And I'm pretty sure they thought about what I was thinking about, like, oh my gosh, I told my story. I feel relieved.
This performance is not going to be polished and perfect because their lives are not. I'm hoping the audience feels connected and part of the healing process for these participants.
We're having mic challenges.
Yeah, apparently it's too difficult to click on mic.
I'm really nervous. I've never done anything. Unless you count chorus in school. Which probably don't.
I still have to go back to my script and I still have to be like, okay, so this is what it says and then da-da-da-da and da-da-da. Yeah. Scary.
A conversation with one of the foster parents who has recently become an adoptive parent of one of the youth in the production. And I was on the phone with her and she had said this experience has been more therapeutic for her daughter than anything else thus far. So that is my hope for all of the youth involved, is that this experience really allows them to work through and overcome, and as the title of our show indicates, to rise up over these hardships that they've been through.
In spite of the hate, I'll rise. And I'll do it 1,000 times again.